Of all the things you could get into at the ripe old age of 72 years old, catching 11 bodies in one night has got to be one of the most insane and twisted things one can do. It's Saturday, January 21st, 2023. A 72-year-old Vietnamese male named Hu Can Tran walks into a dance school named Star Dance Studio, which is located off West Garvey Avenue in Monterey Park. The group of people at the dance studio were all there to celebrate Lunar New Year, and a large majority of the people in attendance were over the age of 70. Tran was armed with the MAC-10 and an extended magazine which he used to open fire on the entire group and ended up fatally wounding 11 and also injuring an additional 10 people before Tran made his escape. Tran was a regular at this dance studio and even taught lessons here on a regular basis. After the shooting at Star Dance Studio, Tran makes his way to another dance studio called Lai Lai Ballroom, located off South Garfield Avenue in the city of Alhambra. He walks into Lai Lai Ballroom with the exact same intentions, but thankfully, a good Samaritan was able to wrestle the firearm away from Tran before anybody else could get shot.
Finally, at one point, I was able to pull the gun away from him, shove him aside, create some distance, point the gun at him, intimidate him, shot him and say, "Get the hell out of here, I'll shoot, get away."
After losing his firearm, Tran fled the scene, but he wouldn't be on the run for long. The very next day around 1 p.m., a SWAT team located and surrounded a white cargo van in the parking lot of Tokyo Central, which is a grocery store in Torrance. Authorities knew Tran was inside this cargo van and attempted to smash the window to get to him, but Tran would end up taking his own life with the self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, dying at the age of 72 years old. I mentioned that Tran was a regular at the Star Dance Studio and even taught lessons there at one point, but the last time he was seen at this dance studio before the shooting was back in 2017. Tran met his now ex-wife at this same dance studio, and she had mentioned that Tran had a bad temper but never got violent. Tran also believed that people at the dance studio did not like him and believed that the other instructors would gossip and say nasty things about him. Tran isn't exactly a career criminal, but there are some details around his case that I found a little odd. Back in 1990, he was arrested for unlawful possession of a firearm, but just 9 years later, he purchased the MAC-10, which is believed to be the same weapon used in the mass shooting. In 2002, he opened up a trucking business but closed it down just 2 years later for unknown reasons. In 2013, Tran sold his home that was located in San Gabriel Valley, which was a home that he lived in for over 20 years. After selling the home, he moved all the way to Hemet, California, which is about a 2-hour drive from the SGV. In Hemet, he ended up buying a mobile home inside of a senior citizen community, and this was in 2020. On January 7th, 2023, he visited the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and made allegations about fraud, theft, and poisoning involving his family previously. On January 9th, he returned to the department with documentation supporting his allegations, but never showed up again. I can't say for certain because I am not a medical expert, but based off the details around this case, I think it might be safe to say that Tran was suffering from some kind of mental health issues, and his condition has gradually got worse as he grew older. If he believed that his family was defrauding him or trying to poison him, that could be a sign of extreme paranoia often seen in schizophrenic patients. Most of the news articles did mention that Tran believed that other instructors at the dance studio did not like him and often would gossip about him, which could be another sign of schizophrenia or paranoia, but I can't say for certain. Again, I am not a medical expert. This is just my guess. Needless to say, anybody that's willing to commit the crimes that Tran did is not in the best mental state by any means. And my condolences go out to all of the families that had to suffer this terrible loss at an event that's generally supposed to bring the community together. This incident really shocked the community, and people are still wondering what the real motive behind the shooting was. But for all we know, there could be no real reason. This could be the results of just mental health issues that went unchecked for a very long time. But let me know what you guys think in the comments sections below. But until next time, I'll be seeing you guys later. Peace.